dumb people, liberal people.
Well, it was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan. And it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest. And I just spoke to my people. Well, it was an amazing...
He was not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes. And I resent like hell. I'm talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about...
I don't know, Bo. I know Hunter. Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true. It wasn't
cocaine use. And he didn't have a job until you became vice president.
No good, really bad for you.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
The good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
Hello, users, and welcome. This is Above It All. Everybody, welcome to the live broadcast. So, today I've got a bunch of stuff going on. Looks like we've already got cringers here. In the live stream, we're here, we're queer in this zone, and we've already got cringers. Love to see it. ST Mike ripped you in his live stream. Did I see it? I don't know who that is. Debate him and destroy him. Okay. If they want to debate, they can email me, Andrea@speed.dog, or they can add me on Discord. I accept all debate challenges. Hello, Cloud. The biggest mask I've ever seen. The biggest mask I've ever seen. I'm just going to play that again.
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
The biggest mask. It's just the size of the mask literally means nothing, but it's just the idea that someone would show up with the biggest mask that he's ever seen. Jesus. Saint Michael of Sig. Oh, was that weirdo that was in my stream, like, spamming me yesterday? That sounds fun. Yeah, like I told them, if they want to debate, we can debate. That's fine with me, but whatever. Apparently they've got some sort of, he has like a real job or something. So he can't make time to debate people like me, but that's fine. That's fine. He did a stream of you. Would you mind linking it to me? You can link it to me on I don't think YouTube lets you post links. But if you want to send me a link, depending on how long it is, I'll watch it right now. Like, if it's like 10 minutes or less, I'll watch it right now. I'll watch it, like, today at least, like, in the next hour. If it's, like, longer than 10 minutes, then maybe I'll watch a little bit of it and skim around. But yeah, just email it to me real quick. Just email that to me. But either way, welcome everybody to Above It All. Today, I'm going to be spending a lot of today talking about Trump's latest meltdowns, some other stuff, Trump himself and Trumpers. Trumpers are just going nuts, man. These guys are crazy. Like, they're really just going off the wall bonkers, like legit. And believe me, what this is it's
not good. Believe me, not good.
It's not good at all. Donald Trump and his supporters, they know that there's only a few weeks left of, this kind of like bliss period that they're in. They're really, 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 really like just afraid of the idea that other people exist and other people outnumber them. And so I've got a few. One of the things I'm going to talk about today is going to be some Trumper pulling a gun out while being drunk on a bunch of children. Certainly very bizarre. Certainly very bizarre. Marty, if you want me to debate your buddy, the best way to do that would be to do the exact opposite of what you're doing right now. So I'm going to put you in a timeout because you're a dullard. If you want to email me that video, I will talk about it. That's fine. But you spamming my chat room with a bunch of fucking transphobic slurs, it's just, come on, man. There's a lot. Like, make fun of me for being ANTIFA and not knowing what I'm talking about. Make fun of me for living in my parents' basement or something. Like, that is more creative than saying, man in a dress, man in a dress! Right? Like, it's just like, wow. Holy shit. I've been owned for the 15 trillionth time. Holy Macintosh. But yes, so I would like to start this off by talking about Trump's taxes. This is an article from The Hill. Tax records show 200 entities funneled money to Trump properties while reaping benefits from the White House, the New York Times reports. I like The Hill as far as like news, just because their front end is so good. You know, you don't have a bunch of pop-up advertisements. You don't got the autoplay videos. I appreciate that. So I read from The Hill just because it's basic. It's good on-screen content, right? A New York Times analysis of tax records showed more than 200 companies, special interest groups, and foreign governments have funneled millions of dollars to Trump's properties while reaping benefits from the president and his administration. Now, this is stuff that we have known for years. Now, it's different knowing that, oh, that's weird. Why is the Saudi Arabian crown prince and all of his like guards or whatever, why are they all spending millions of dollars at the Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C., right? Isn't that a little strange, right? We've known this for years, but it's a whole different story when you finally have the actual tax records and you're able to actually trace the sheer volume of times that this has happened, right? It's just bizarre. Nearly a quarter. I love that little language there. That's really, really good. But nearly a quarter of entities have not been previously reported. 60 patrons who promoted specific interests to the Trump administration spent almost $12 million on expenses associated with the Trump organization during the first 2 years of Trump's presidency. The Times reported nearly all of these customers saw their interests move forward. Now, this is another thing that's super basic, and that's what's like unfortunate about this is like every president has done this kind of stuff, but not many, if any, presidents, at least in modern times, maybe since Nixon, have been so brazen about their corruption. You know, Trump just waves it in your face. Like, he just pulls his pants down and shoves his ass in your face all the time. And yet you still have Trump supporters that are like, he's draining the swamp. He's draining the swamp. He's fighting for the little guy. He's fighting for the little guy. And it's like, dude, these people are like, I really just, at this point in time, you have to, right, have no information at your disposal whatsoever. If you are a Trump supporter, either that or you're just a blatant fascist. And there's tons of people, especially like the people in like YouTube chat rooms and stuff that love, ooh, I'm going to troll gay people online for fucking 8 hours a day. That's going to be my job. I get home from work and I start up my second job of trolling gay people on the internet, of trolling black people on the internet. I'm going to troll some transgender people online, and that's going to be what I'm going to dedicate my life to, because these people are fucking cringe. But there's that other subset of people that just don't pay attention to the news, and they somehow still think Donald Trump is draining the swamp. It's bizarre. It really is bizarre. Like, I really just, like, you could write thousands and thousands of books on just like what has to go wrong in a society over the course of a couple centuries in order to produce people like Donald Trump supporters. And again, I'm not really talking about the outright fascists, right? The outright fascists, they're garbage, they're scum of the earth, they're terrible, but at least like they have some sort of coherent thought process. At least like their whole goal is to kill minorities and like have like a giant like fucking homeland for white people or something, right? At least they've got an outline, they've got some sort of strategy, but like the small government weirdos that are on the Trump train, I really just, it's bizarre to me. In interviews with, I think actually 60 patrons, no, with interviews with almost 250 business executives, club members, lobbyists, Trump property employees, and current administration officials, sources detailed to the Times how Trump conducted business and interacted with customers who were seeking help from the administration. The Trump Organization's customers included foreign politicians, Florida barons, what is that even? What does that even mean? A Chinese billionaire, a Serbian prince, clean energy advocates. I love clean energy. The best energy, clean energy. What was it that he said? It was like clean coal. I love it. I love getting some clean coal all over my skin and my lungs. Petroleum industry leaders, small government advocates, and contractors. The newspaper noted that some of the president's customers did not see their interests fully fulfilled, but noted whether they won or lost, Mr. Trump benefited financially. And that's another thing that's important here, is that even if you don't want to do anything afterward, after you get paid, guess what? You're the president. What are they going to do? Start a war against you? Try to put a hit out on you? Okay, let's see how that goes, right? More than 70 advocacy groups, businesses, and foreign governments held events at Trump Organization properties that previously were at different locations or developed new events to be hosted at the properties. Religious organizations also participated by throwing prayer meetings, banquets, and tours on Trump properties. At least 24 patrons who reserved events for 2017 and 18 at Trump properties had interests involving the administration. The analysis also found that more than 100 companies that sought action from the federal government spent money at Trump properties. I think this part is going to be really important. Being a member of his clubs also allowed leaders to get time with the president and sometimes his support, as he offered ambassadorships to 5 members and chose others for advisory roles in his administration. Now, do you remember the impeachment circus, the fake news media, big Democrat hoax, right? Where he was impeached, and one of the key players, what was his name? He was the ambassador to the EU. But he was like a big Trump donor, and he just became ambassador. Gordon Sondland, correct. I think that was the guy's name, Gordon Sondland, who is a big-time donor, and all of a sudden, you donate bunches of money, all of a sudden, you're caught in the middle of the impeachment hoax, right? Isn't that really interesting? That you can go from giving someone money to being the ambassador to the European Union. Really makes you think. White House spokesperson Judd Deere told The Hill in a statement that the Times report was just more fake news. This is yet another politically motivated hit piece, inaccurately smearing a standard business deal. A standard business deal, interesting, he said. During his years as a successful businessman, Donald Trump was longtime partners with Phil Ruffin and earned whatever payments he received. This is the same 2016 playbook that the American people rejected resoundingly. What? He got less votes. Like whatever. Like, yes, he was elected president, blah, blah, blah. But if you're going to say the American people rejected Trump, how can you say that? The guy got less votes. He lost the election. He got less votes. Yes, that is my favorite. When people reject something by voting in favor of it, right? Like, what? Like, they're rejecting the fake news media and the Democrat hoax by voting more for Democrats? What? Doesn't make any sense. Deere told the Times in a statement that the president turned over the day-to-day responsibilities of the Trump Organization to his 2 adult sons. That doesn't mean that he can't benefit from it. Like, that's the thing, that, like, they really think that Trump people are stupid. And they are. They're dumb as hell. They actually buy this. They go like, oh, yeah, Trump gave over his properties to his sons, right? And it's, after the election, or after, the presidency, he's totally not going to gain anything from that. No. It's not like he dissolved all of his companies or anything. No, right? It's not like his sons are just going to pay him back or give him the ownership roles back after the presidency, and he's going to retain all of the benefits of people spending money at his properties over the course of his presidency. No. His sons are controlling the Trump organization. It's his sons, right? Because it's all fake news. But again, these people live in an alternate reality. They live in a different universe, right? And this is something that's been brewing for the last few decades, but it's like reaching a boiling point here, where you have people that literally live in different fucking universes, right? And again, I'm not talking about the fascists who just want to kill transgender people, black people, and Jewish people. They're just cringe, right? They've got a worldview that's at least somewhat consistent, and that's the difference here. But they're just terrible people. But I'm saying, like, how are these small government conservatives falling for this? How are like the libertarian Republicans, and not all of them are voting for Joe Jorgensen. How are they falling for this? I like the mental gymnastics that need to go on to say I love America and also Donald Trump is a great president. The way that you believe both of those things at once or whatever is just astounding. And this is something we should all like there's going to be research done, just in the way that there was a lot of research done on how the hell did Adolf Hitler take control of Nazi Germany, right? Like, how did that happen, right? There's been a lot of research, and all of that research apparently has been thrown out the window because it's happening again in the United States of America. But my point is, over the next couple of decades, we're going to probably be looking back on this era, whether it ends, in a couple weeks, or if it ends in 4 years from now, or if it ends in 12 years from now. God knows what's going to happen. But when this era ends, and assuming it doesn't end in nuclear fallout, we're going to have to do a lot of retrospection on what the hell is going on with white people, because seriously, man, these fuckers, they're nuts. And Donald Trump profiting off of his presidency, no shit. Anyone who thought that he was going to do otherwise, I'm sorry. You got bamboozled. You got had. You got took. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. But what's important is that we learn from our mistakes. Are you really going to support this guy again? And I'm not telling you to vote for Biden. Vote third party. Vote for Joe Jorgensen. Vote for Howie Hawkins. Write in Harambe again, because that worked so well last time. Just why would you vote for Donald Trump? Do you really hate your friends and family and your country that much? Are you that much of a dullard? Again, I get why the people who want to kill transgender people would vote for Trump. That's at least in congruence with their ideology. But if your ideology is balancing the budget, what? If your ideology is American pride, what? We're the laughingstock of the world. If your ideology is if you're apolitical and you just want to see a comedian in the White House, you can watch his podcast that he's inevitably going to do on OAN in a couple years from now. It's just bizarre to me that people are willing to destroy the planet just for internet memes. It's weird. But again, Trump corrupt? Who'da thunk, right? Who'da thunk? Yeah, it looks like we got some dullards in the chat room. Holy shit, man. Again, if you want to send me an email with that guy's video or whatever, I'll talk about it. But the worst way to get me to debate someone is to spam my chat room. That is if your goal is to get me to pay attention to your daddy, this is not going to be the best way to go about it. I just checked my email and I did not get the video emailed to me, so that's interesting. They want me to respond, yet they won't even link what I need to respond to. It's so weird, these people. It's just so bizarre. It's really, really bizarre. But yeah, it's super weird. Anyway. Hey Schnibs, Andreas, an anarchist, do you think the COVID restrictions are good? Wouldn't it be a breach of our personal freedoms to make citizens stay in their towns, buildings? No. I think they're great. I think COVID restrictions are a wonderful thing. That is probably the only useful thing that a federal government is capable of doing, is handling things and coordinating things for a global pandemic. That is probably one of, if not exclusively, the thing that the federal government could do the best. And we failed. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to lock people in their homes and not let them go to the pharmacy or the grocery store, that's a problem. That's a problem, right? But, like, the idea of restrictions, and then say if we had a competent government, right? Like the USPS was going to mail people face masks. Like if we had the USPS mail people their medications, their food, anything that they needed, like it's not that it has to be for free, but just offer that as a program, we would be in a hell of a lot better position. Yes, I am a man in a dress. That's why I am wearing a t-shirt. You got me? I'm underneath this t-shirt like Superman. I am wearing a dress underneath this t-shirt. So whenever crime, Benny Hill, whenever crime comes, right, I'm going to just rip my shirt off. There comes the dress, and I'm good to go. Very high IQ stuff. Great. Love to see it. I just, like, again, it's really weird. Like, I offered to debate the dude, and he said, I can't. I've got a real job. Whatever that means, right? The guy's got a real job, so he can't debate me, unfortunately. And now instead of actually coming here himself, he's sending a bunch of weirdo, like, teenagers to do his bidding. Very, very, very bizarre stuff, definitely. Not a sign of mental illness of any kind. At all, of course, I would say. Speaking of mental illness, this is someone that really does deserve to be kind of analyzed more. Because this guy's kind of crazy. And I'm not trying to say this to be like, ooh, look at me, I'm being edgy, right? But this guy's kind of nuts. So here we have Tim Pool, who I really, like, this clip here from the Surfs, they have a little, like, caption here. This caption, if you read this caption, it does not do the clip justice. This is totally unhinged. Let's watch.
They'll take over all our cultural institutions. They'll put psychotic and insane definitions in our dictionary, and they will take over and regular.
Listen to this guy's voice, by the way. His voice is hoarse. He's hoarse, dude. The guy's like he's literally like he's been crying and screaming for hours potentially on this tirade. Let's watch again, but just note the hoarseness, right? This clip is a few months old. I don't care. I don't care. This guy's nuts, and people fucking watch him. I don't care how old it is. This is crazy.
If Joe Biden wins, they'll take over all our cultural institutions. They'll put psychotic and insane definitions in our dictionary, and they will take over, and regular Americans will say, please, for the love of God, just leave me alone. And they never will.
He really sounds like he's crying. He literally sounds like he's crying. And also, what does that mean? They're going to take over everything? Like, I'm so sorry. I'm focused on his tears. Let me, like, actually try to listen to what he's saying. So let me turn my volume up, okay?
They'll put psychotic and insane definitions in our dictionary.
Psychotic and insane definitions into our dictionary? What does that mean?
And they will take over, and regular Americans will say, please, for the love of God, just leave me alone. And they never will. They'll never stop coming. They will take your job away. They will come for your parents.
Take your job away?
You will do something wrong. They'll fire your mom.
What? Like, okay, so the Trump administration separating children from their families, that's not coming for your parents. It's literally removing your parents from you. But no, that's not removing your parents. Joe Biden, theoretically, hypothetically, in the future, is going to change the dictionary and march into your home and steal your parent. What?
Mom. They'll come to your house with fireworks and guns, and Americans will still just say, please, just leave me alone.
Who's coming? Is it Joe Biden who's coming? Did I miss something?
You will do something wrong. They'll fire your mom.
Who's they? I'm really, and again, I'm not trying to be like an edgelord here. I get it. Tim Pool, like, you know, he looks like a dullard. He speaks like a dullard. The guy's not bright. And I know that appeals to a lot of people because they think he's like an everyday person. They think he's a normal guy. They think he's like a nice bellwether for what normal people are thinking. But in reality, this guy gets paid by right-wing fucking oil barons and makes a lot of money just propagating right-wing garbage to a bunch of losers on YouTube and rakes in bank on ad revenue. Like, that's the thing. Is like, this guy is not like he's nothing.
They never will. They'll never stop coming. They will take your job away. They will.
So as far as I understand, the only person who has been identified in this unhinged rant is Joe Biden. So Joe Biden is going to come to your house with fireworks, apparently.
Come for your parents. You will do something wrong. They'll fire your mom. They'll come to your house with fireworks and guns, and Americans will still just say, please, just leave me alone. And that's how it is. Even in the Revolutionary War, most people, the largest majority of people, were non-initiated. There was a small faction saying no revolution. There was a larger faction saying revolution. And the bulk said, please just leave me alone. So long as we've been dealing with the psychotic cancel culture. Well, where are you to stand up at your job and tell your...
Psychotic cancel culture? What? Like, in this context, right, like... yes, okay, maybe a lot of people during the revolution didn't want to participate in the revolution, correct. What does that have to do with cancel culture? Like, what? Like, what does that have to do with cancel culture?
Your boss to shut up when he says, I'm going to put out this bland brand message that panders to these woke lunatics. Where are you to say, if you do that, I quit? They say, fine, quit. Okay, I will. And I'll go start my own company.
Okay, so let me get this. Let me understand this, right? So Tim Pool is saying if your boss wants to put like a Black Lives Matter sticker on your Starbucks cup for 2 weeks, that you gotta stand up. You gotta stand up and you gotta fight back. What? Black Lives Matter on my cup? Sir, I can't stand for what is this like fan fiction? And again, the idea is that yes, if a corporation is putting Black Lives Matter on a cup or something for like 2 weeks as like a special thing in the drive-thru, that means, right? Get this. That means that this stuff is popular. The idea that black people shouldn't be massacred in the street every other day, that's actually a popular idea. It's actually unpopular to think that black people deserve to be killed just because of their skin color. That's something that creeps and racists would think. But apparently Tim Pool wants you to fight back if the corporation decides to do something that would boost their sales temporarily, I guess.
Nowhere to be found. You're completely right. But at least I quit my job when I worked for Disney and they said, lie to the public. I said, fuck you. And I told them, cut my contract off. And they said, no. Welcome to the golden handcuffs, Tim. You got 1 more year under lock and key.
I'm sorry.
And then
the screaming, the unhinged, like, horse screaming, pointing at the camera. This is so funny. This is so funny.
Be found. You're completely right. But at least I quit my job when I worked for Disney and they said, lie to the public. I said, fuck you. And I told them, cut my contract off. And they said, no. Welcome to the golden handcuffs, Tim. You got 1 more year under lock and key. And then I said, okay, well, I'm not going to do what you want.
And then I said, okay.
Finally, it came to August and I said, bye-bye. I'm going to go do my own thing. And guess what? It worked. So where the fuck is everybody?
Well, not everyone, Tim, not everyone has access to right-wing funders to fund their adventures. Not everyone is willing to sell their souls to oil barons to get ad revenue on YouTube. Most people actually have opinions. They have spines. They say things that actually matter. When you say, this is controversial, but I am agreeing with the President of the United States, like, what? What? I'm counterculture because I agree with the president. What? What? Like, you think you're cool because you agree with the president? What? You think that makes you like an edgelord? You think that makes you a cool kid? Jesus. Unhinged. Total lunatic. And whether or not this clip is from a few months old, like a few months ago, I don't know. This guy's crazy. I don't see that many people talk about him. Like, he just kind of silently gets millions and millions of views every day spewing a bunch of fucking stupid garbage. Like, doing a lower budget production of this show. Like, Tim Pool's program is literally, like, worsely produced than this one. And, like, that's, like, the thing that really gets me here. Am I jealous? Maybe. I don't know. I wish I could have no convictions and get a bunch of money for it. That sounds fun. That sounds great. But, unfortunately, we are where we are. And I actually care about the things that I say, and I actually think before I speak. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Dude, the chat right now is, like, bizarre. So weird. What is this thing with, like, the big hands thing? What is that? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Like, can anyone who, like, speaks 4chan fashy, could someone tell me what that is? Like, what is that? What is that supposed to represent? Tim caught the Alex Jones bug? I don't think so. Tim is going more of like a Dave Rubin thing, but a few more IQ points. after one of his viewers was radicalized into kidnapping the Michigan governor. I don't know if Tim Pool was the key factor there, but definitely a supporting factor. Hey, Satanic Panic with Quaim Wacken. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. Yeah, that's the thing, is like my hands are really small. Like I literally like have smaller hands than I think almost anyone I've ever interacted with. And like that's the thing, that it's like really weird. Like it's bizarre. It's strange to me. And again, like also, like I am openly transgender on the internet. Like, I've never had people say I'm a man in a dress. But, like, first of all, what does that even mean? Like, I'm wearing fucking a t-shirt and leggings. How am I a man in a dress? Like, what? Like, again, like, they can't even update what they, like, what words they use from, like, the 1940s, right? Like, it's bizarre to me. But, like, I don't know. It's just strange. It's really weird. It's, like, it's so fucking weird, man. It's so fucking weird. It's so fucking weird. Like, I literally cannot imagine dedicating any portion of my time to going to a YouTube chat and saying someone has big hands. Like, like that's what I'm going to spend my Monday morning, right? That's what I'm going to spend my morning on. Not working at my real job or whatever this guy wants to say. Not, you know, writing a book, working on my memoirs, you know, maybe balancing my stock portfolio, right? Not reading the news. No, I'm going to go to a YouTube chat room with 20 people and tell them that they have big hands. That's what I'm going to do with my time. Jeez. Jeez, right? Like, wow. But speaking of big hands, and speaking of big brains, we have someone on Twitter here, and they're exposing Antifa. Antifa's been officially exposed. And as an Antifa, I just wanted to say, I want to cover this. Everything in this thread, this is totally accurate. I understand that, you know, people should, I think, have layers of skepticism when they see this kind of stuff. But no, this is spot on. So this is Antifa Lives Don't Matter on Twitter. And this is apparently the guy who shot a Trump parade attendee. And this is when they were being detained. And as you can see here, right? They have a tattoo. Now, you might not know what this tattoo is. It's a really obscure symbol. But it's actually from a video game. I think it was made in like the 70s or 80s, right? Like, I think it's called like Space Invaders or something. Like, it's like some old, really obscure stuff. Not many people have really heard of it. It's kind of like some retro, like, you know, like kind of like stuff maybe. I don't know. But this guy's got this like really obscure old school game tattoo on his wrist. And as this person has discovered, website for Rosa Antifa. Now, I don't know. Rosa Antifa Wien? I'm not sure. But I'm going to click on this link. But I'm pretty sure that this is in English. Right? I'm pretty sure that this... Oh, Space Invaders Against Racism and Sexism. Uh-oh. So as you can tell, an Antifa website in Germany, maybe, has like little printout stickers of Space Invaders logo. Again, it's a really obscure game, right? Like, no one's ever heard of this. But I don't know. Like, it's really interesting. There's no coincidences here. The right wing, totally hinged, totally sane, totally normal, and they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. So as you can, like, I really can't imagine the editing process when you make this image, and you get these images together and you post them on Twitter. To me, this is astounding stuff. This is like really, really astounding stuff. The idea, and again, I say this with all due respect, but the idea that anyone could be this dumb, I find it to be incredible. I really do. This guy had a Space Invaders tattoo. Has to be Antifa. Has to be Antifa. I was being facetious when I was calling Space Invaders obscure. It's obviously not obscure. It's one of the most popular video games of all time. So I think, like, that's the thing. But again, Like, these people are like, the whole idea here is that these people have never heard of Space Invaders before, or the people that are circulating this, right, the people that are retweeting this have never heard of Space Invaders before, and that's what they're predicating on. That is what, like, these people know that they're lying. They know that they're lying. They're probably being paid to lie, right? But not everyone knows that, and if you can push this mind-numbingly, obnoxiously dumb garbage on at least one person, that's mission accomplished. Because, hey, guess what? You tell one person, and they might tell someone else. Someone's going to maybe in 2 days from now on a phone call say, like, did you hear what happened in Denver? And they're going to be like, yeah, did you see that guy had an Antifa tattoo? And they're not going to know anything. They're not going to know, yeah, it was Space Invaders. And that's like, they're not going to know. They're just going to say something like, yeah, he had Antifa tattoos. And the other person's probably not going to fucking look it up. And they're probably going to say it to someone else a couple days later. And that's how this kind of stuff spreads. It's literally just like mimetically spread fake fucking news. Meanwhile, this is the same group of people that says everything else, anything I disagree with is fake news. Fake news. Fake news, folks. Fake news. Jesus Christ.
No good, really bad for you.
But, that's that. Schnibs, you said you wanted to debate me on COVID restrictions? If you want. To get my full opinion out there so you know what I think. Do I think that being an anarchist means you should be able to go to the grocery store with no mask? No, I don't. I think whether it's a governing body or a group of people beating the shit out of you and spitting on you and calling you an idiot, you should not be allowed to go to a grocery store without any sort of proper precautionary equipment. I think that is ridiculous, it's stupid, it's science denial, and it's dumb. Didn't the right-wing guy mace him? That's absolutely correct. Did I see the Keemstar tweet the exact same connection oh my... Are you serious? That's oh, Jesus. It took me longer than I would like to get your Space Invaders irony. Again, I'm a very ironic individual. Keemstar is literally a professional liar, in fairness. Yeah, that is true. That guy, like, literally gets paid millions of dollars to lie to people. Sounds like a good gig, to be honest. But, unfortunately, not good enough. So, I guess I'll do this one first. I've got 2 more things I'd like to talk about today. So, let's go into... Donald Trump had a meltdown this morning. I think it was this morning, but yeah, he had a meltdown a couple hours ago, as of this recording anyway. Trump, on the day of rage, protests in Portland, put these animals in jail now, because Donald Trump...
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
Donald Trump does not like protests. Donald Trump is not a fan of protests. Donald Trump thinks that protesting is bad. Donald Trump does not like the First Amendment to the Constitution. I mean, there's a lot of other amendments to the Constitution that he doesn't, really care for, but the First Amendment, that's definitely not his fun, or definitely not his favorite. So I'm going to just kind of scroll down here, and we're going to see the kind of psychopathy here. And again, this happened this morning. This guy is still popping Percocets in the White House, tripping balls, and posting a bunch of garbage on Twitter, right? It's bizarre to me. President Trump condemned the Indigenous Peoples' Day of Rage protests in Portland, Oregon over the weekend, calling for law enforcement to arrest the demonstrators. So as we can see here, the radical left fools in Portland... I'm so sorry it's loading. The radical left fools in Portland don't want any help from real law enforcement, which we will provide instantaneously. Vote! By the way, so as soon as he gets reelected, he is able to... What? What is the... What? I'm so confused.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
Very interesting, very interesting. But he goes on. Now, obviously, there's a video here. Let me just play this just for context. So you can... Oh, there's dogs. As you can see, there's broken windows. Obviously, broken windows are much more, they're much more like, you know, violent and terrible than massacring millions of people and committing an ethnic cleansing on the American continent. Obviously, if you were to compare that, wiping out millions of indigenous people with breaking a window, obviously breaking a window is much more dangerous to society. Obviously, it's just way worse. But Donald Trump goes on, and the Hill just decided to jump around a little bit. Donald Trump goes on with, "Put these animals in jail now! The radical left only knows how to take advantage of very dumb leadership fools. This is Biden, law and order." All right, let's watch what happens. So a statue's getting taken down. I don't know who Tracy Molina is. Chances are they're not a good person, but let's watch.
Colonizers, every single one of you that's against Black Lives Matter can fuck the fuck off. We're done with colonizers. Indigenous people are done with colonizers.
So does the statue get taken down? Oh, there's one. Oh, this is Abraham Lincoln. Hell yes. Fuck yeah. All right, this is cool as hell. All right, so anyway, they destroyed some statues. That's some awesome stuff. Murderer, stolen land, completely accurate. But again, what is more dangerous? Like millions of deaths or a giant piece of metal that fell over? I don't know, like really. But I guess we gotta have law and order. Taking advantage of fools. Law and order! Portland, call in the feds! So simultaneously, it's re-elect me, and then I can instantaneously send in the feds, which he can't do now, even though he's president. What? So somehow an election is going to pass some new law that's going to let Trump send in federal troops, because he can't right now, apparently. I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. The cop shop has been smashed. Isn't that a tragedy? Isn't that a shame? But yeah, Donald Trump is just, the guy's nuts. The guy's nuts. These are Biden fools. Antifa radicals. Get them, FBI, and get them now. So, again, it goes from re-elect me so I can send in the FBI to, folks, you gotta let me send in the FBI, to FBI, just go get them. What? Like, what's going on here? The guy's literally, he's like tripping balls. He can't even keep his cringe consistent. It's a little bizarre to me. A crowd of about 200 people gathered for an event promoted on social media as an Indigenous Peoples Day of Rage that called for an end to colonialism and an abolishment? Called for the abolition of police would be a word I recognize, but abolishment, okay, of police. NBC affiliate KGW8 reported the protests came on the eve of the Columbus Day federal holiday, which several states and cities now recognize as Indigenous Peoples Day, after Christopher Columbus's violence against indigenous people. Again, what's worse, a broken window or millions of deaths and an ethnic cleansing? I don't know, really. It's just, you know, flip a coin on that one. I really can't figure it out. The Portland Police Bureau tweeted about the mass gathering shortly after 8:30 p.m. local time, noting some participants were attempting to take down a statue with a chain. The people said that those involved in criminal behavior are subject to arrest or citation. Oof. You don't want to have a citation after you take down a colonizer statue. The gathering was later declared a riot after police received reports of windows being broken in numerous buildings. Oh no. This has been declared a riot! All persons must immediately disperse to the north! Go north, the peasants! Go north! Fucking what is this fucking language here? Go north! Like, what? Demonstrators overtook the Roosevelt and Lincoln statues in the city's South Park blocks. Oregon Live reported Roosevelt has been documented to have had hostility. Those are so many similar words in a row. Toward Native Americans, and Lincoln was president when 38 Dakota men were executed in 1862 in the largest U.S. mass execution. Oregon Live reported the police took action about an hour after the first statue was knocked down and appeared to make several arrests. The demonstrators also smashed windows at the Oregon Historical Society before marching on and destroying storefronts, Freudian slip there, storefronts. Portland has experienced continued protests against racial injustice since the May 25th police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis, prompting Trump to call for law and order in the Oregon city. Law and order! Order, everybody! So that's why you must re-elect me, which will somehow rewrite the Constitution, allowing me to send federal troops into Portland. Because I can't do that already, even though I've already done it somehow. I'm not sure, but law and order, says Trump. The president has repeatedly condemned local leaders, accusing them of failing to control the protesters and not requesting federal assistance. In July, the president sent federal law enforcement to respond to the Portland demonstrations before withdrawing them after strong backlash. In June, protest demonstrators knocked down statues of Presidents Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, who both owned slaves. Well written, I would say. Not really, but it's okay. From the Hill. But yes, this is Donald Trump's morning, getting really mad at Native Americans. I know he wished he was president like 100 years ago and could still kill a bunch of them. I get it. So the next best thing is just to, I don't know, maybe build some more pipelines on their land, take after Obama's legacy on that one. Oh, I don't know, maybe not give them any COVID relief. Maybe that could be a thing that they could do. Inject a viral, pandemic, into their communities by not letting them shut down their own communities and not letting them close their own borders. That's a great idea. But, again, Trump is really just chasing it. That's why Steve Mnuchin and Donald Trump were so afraid of taking Andrew Jackson off the $20 bill, replacing him with Harriet Tubman. That was supposed to happen during the Trump administration, but then they kicked the can down the road a little bit because how dare you, right? Because Donald Trump is really chasing after that kind of legacy. He wants to go. He knows Andrew Jackson's got one of the worst records as president when it comes to human rights violations. And Donald Trump, he wants to go for number one. If Donald Trump had his way, he'd be on the $20 bill. The guy's a freak. Actually, maybe they should make a $750 bill. Put Trump's face on it. Hashtag resist, everybody. I unironically and then also ironically support that idea. That's really funny. Anyway, a day of rage. Who's more enraged? President Trump or indigenous people? I don't know. That's a strong one there. But yeah, that's really funny. I don't know. Let me look at the chat. Glass lives matter. God bless. Love me some glass. Love fucking the fuck off. Not gonna suck up your shit. Fuck the fuck off. Stop it, dude. All my homies hate colonizers. Yo, same. Man, the trolls were like a wave that washed out. Yeah, that shit was weak. A news story worth looking into is the whole Azerbaijan Artsakh conflict. Can't say I'm familiar with those at all, to be honest. They moved on to some other stream, I guess. Yeah, just a roving pack of marauders. I'm guaranteeing you it was one, maybe, but very unlikely 2 people on different accounts. Probably saw a bird fly past and got distracted. Oh my god. They shelled Stepanakert this morning. I don't know what that means. I'm so sorry. I like to tweet, California's going to hell. Vote! It's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's time to spread this to other cities, including Republicans. Sure, bud. Wonder if I should vote if I support California going to hell or if I want to. Oh my god, it's so good. Anything Trump touches has COVID these days. Literally. There should be like a week-long deep clean of the White House in between the administrations, I would say. If there is a civil war, do you think China and Russia will get involved? That's like a second order thing. It depends. Like if there is like sustained battle where like you have like a Chaz-like scenario where like they actually fight off the military and the police somewhat effectively, if that were a situation, right? And let's be honest, that's not going to happen. But if that were a situation, then maybe I could see other countries getting involved and stuff like that. But I think they would much rather just create conflict from outside, or just like maybe try to usurp other things. I don't know. It depends what you mean by involved. But I think that it's a very low chance, to be honest. I feel so sorry for Native Americans on their government-funded ethno-states. Yeah, I mean, for real? They really got the short end of the stick on that one. Has anyone had COVID-19 in this chat? Nope. Not me. I know people, however, that have had COVID and have COVID. But yeah, did I see the Liebig 34 march? No. Would you like to send me some deets? I'd like that, actually. But yeah, I've got one more thing I want to talk about, and this is on like the subject of like why Trump supporters are such bad folks. Like, they're just so bad. Trump supporters really, like, they're just really, 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 really bad people. And again, there's a different thing between voting for Trump. Like, voting for Trump in 2016 doesn't mean you're canceled forever, right? But like, these kind of people right here, like, police. Boise man pulled a handgun at a group of kids after getting upset with them during an argument at Caldwell Halloween House. The 37-year-old is charged with 5 felony counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of carrying a concealed weapon while under the influence. So I'm going to read to you a little bit of this. Actually, I'll just read to you the whole article, and then I've got the video here on Twitter. So I'm going to read to you this article. That way you know what's going in, and then I'll play the video. A man is facing 5 felony charges of aggravated assault after allegedly brandishing a handgun at a group of kids during an argument at Caldwell Haunted House, according to the Canyon County Sheriff's Office. An official said that from the Sheriff's Office, I'm so sorry for not being able to speak English. I've had one hell of a morning. An official said the Sheriff's Office responded. Official and then office being so close and close proximity, it really just fucks my brain up. That's not good if you have dyslexia. Responded to a call at the Haunted World in Caldwell on Northside Boulevard on Friday, October 9th. When deputies got there, the haunted house's security told them that they had detained a man after allegedly flashing a handgun at multiple children after an argument that happened earlier. Deputies interviewed the suspect, 37-year-old Joshua Lochner of Boise, and he admitted that he pulled a gun after getting upset with the kids during the argument, officials said. Lochner appeared to be drunk and slurred his words during the interview. He was then taken to the Canyon County Jail and charged with 5 felony counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of carrying a concealed weapon while under the influence. The Canyon County Sheriff's Office said Lochner is scheduled to appear in court on Tuesday, October 13th at 1:30 p.m. for an arraignment hearing on the Canyon County Courthouse. Now, I highlighted this line separately. Whoever wrote this, and this is like a wee bit of editorial that I love, right? But whoever wrote this last line is just great. Police did not reveal any identifying details about the children or exactly how many kids were arguing with the 37-year-old man at a haunted house during a global pandemic. For whatever reason, I would have loved it if they would have said a 37-year-old drunk man at a haunted house. That would have been really funny. But I just love how many kids were arguing with a 37-year-old man at a haunted house during a global pandemic. So let's watch the video of this unstable, unhinged, lunatic Trump supporter. And I just want you to look at this person's t-shirt. Like, when you wear a t-shirt that says this kind of stuff, you go outside thinking, I got a big cock. You go outside thinking, I'm a big dick man. I'm gonna go to a haunted house and with a bunch of kids and tell them about Trump. Like, imagine, right? But this guy was drunk, so clearly he's not in the right frame of mind. So let's watch.
He has like 30 rape allegations. Why did you come in here to get his daughter from? Why are you arguing with a bunch of teenagers? Guys, this is not our area.
That noise is so embarrassing.
Racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic.
Give me one reason now.
How? Give me one reason. Give me one reason. Just give me one.
A rapist?
Yeah. His 37 rape allegations.
And what are those?
I just want to say shout outs to this poor kid who's using their shirt as a mask because they just got the unfortunate RNG of sitting right next to the lunatic.
Hey, I know you're 15 years old and you know more than I do, but give me one reason. Give me one reason. Give me one reason.
Hey, are you we just gave you like 20. We're 14.
Shit.
He's taking away our marriage rights. We won't be able to adopt children. We won't be able to have Medicare. We won't be able to have abortions. We won't have. You're fucking crazy. You fucking cis white hetero fucking male. You have everybody in the fucking world. You have everybody in the fucking world.
This guy is getting pissed off. He got called a cis white hetero male, and we all know that those are slurs, right? The TERFs have said to us that cis is a slur, and this guy, did you just call me what I am? Like, this is so fun to watch these fucking lunatics argue with a bunch of kids.
You're fucking crazy. You fucking cis white hetero fucking male. You have everybody in the fucking world. You have everybody in the fucking world. Sit down. No, fuck you.
No, you're good.
He fucking yelled at us like,
Now, I want you to notice this guy's t-shirt.
yeah, you're the one with a gun.
His t-shirt says Trump 2020 fuck your feelings. And this the Trump 2020 fuck your feelings guy decided to pull a gun on a bunch of kids because they called him a cis male. Fuck your feelings, by the way. Fuck your feelings.
Chill out. Chill. Right? I was trying to stop. Put your phone down.
Put your phone down.
I do have one question though. Do you get your son? Or is that something?
Do you know him?
Yeah, he went to my school.
God, that fucking ringtone, whatever that is, embarrassing stuff.
Chill the fuck out.
Are you drunk?
Nope.
Are you drunk? I love that. I just want to say it takes a lot of balls for a teenager to talk to a Trump 2020 fuck your feelings t-shirt wearing dullard with a gun in their hand and just ask them, are you drunk? I want to give that kid a participation trophy because that shit is God tier. That is God tier. I want to replay that because it's God tier.
Good. Chill the fuck out.
Are you drunk?
Nope.
I'm not drunk. How dare you say my dad? I mean, how dare you say that the president of these, your president? How dare? I'm not drunk. Okay.
Chill the fuck out.
I love the idea of this fucking Trump 2020 fuck your feelings t-shirt wearing crybaby telling everyone else to chill out. Everyone else needs to chill out.
Like that. It's like,
Yeah, you're coming at me. You come at me.
okay, we are coming at you.
You're coming at me.
Yeah,
You said that my dad. I mean the president. You said he raped someone. It hurt my feelings. But fuck your feelings. But you hurt my feelings. So chill out.
Get the fuck out.
What a dullard. What a dullard. The absolute state of America. We are fucked up here. This shit is fucked right now in the United States of America. Seriously, man. Trump supporters are fucking nuts, dude. Police did not reveal any identifying details about the children or exactly how many kids were arguing with the 37-year-old man during a global pandemic. I love it. This webpage just decided to break, by the way, which is really unfortunate. But still, at the same time, what the hell is wrong with these people? I'm trying to figure it out. They're just nuts. They're crazy. They're fucking crazy. But this is the average Trump supporter. Like, again, whether or not they're going to go as far as to carry a gun drunkenly to a haunted house by themselves because they have, like, no wife or something with them. It doesn't look like they had kids with them. Like, how weird is it that, like, is he, like, a pedophile or something? Like, why is he at, like, a haunted house for kids in a group full of kids? Like, what? I'm sure there's more details there, but that's certainly interesting. But either way, fuck your feelings. But did you just call me a cis male? Daddy! Fuck, they're so stupid. So stupid. So stupid.
So stupid. So stupid. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, that's it for today's show. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you appreciate me. I'm going to stream more later today. So, if that's something you want to watch, then watch it. I will probably be streaming around maybe. I'm thinking of maybe trying to stream a little earlier, like maybe noon. Maybe, well, I guess it's 11 now. Maybe like 12:30, 1 o'clock-ish, maybe. Yeah. Jeez, though. Absolute craziness. But, yeah. There's a lot of stuff I don't really understand in the chat room right now, because I am not smart. But, hopefully that goes well for everyone. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to ignore y'all. I'm not trying to be a bad host. I'm not trying to do any of that stuff. I'm really not. But I have to say, I don't know anything about what y'all are talking about right now. I really don't. So I'm just going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and, like, turn the stream off, I think. Hey, Witch Shunt. What am I going to do? Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn the stream off. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll be back later. Hopefully you enjoyed today's stuff. If you want me to look at links, just, yeah, I'll do that. I'll try my best. But I'll see you. Thank you. Sorry if I'm out of sorts. I'm so sorry. Goodbye.
Dumb people, liberal people.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back.